Welcome back to Automatic Now. Thank you for joining me. We're going to be moving into series 6 now that we just finished off that last series. This brand new series, we're going to be talking about a whole range of topics, and we're going to be throwing in some guests with me as well, which will be really exciting. So today's episode, I'm going to start off with an idea that I think has been quite revolutionary in the field of trauma. You may have heard of it from this book, The Body Keeps the Score. That took the world by storm, came out in 2014. And I think a lot of people who have been through trauma, dealing with trauma, work in the trauma field, have read that book. However, where I'm going to start is with the book that came before it, 1997, this book. I did a post about it on my Facebook profile last week, I think. And as promised, I have come in with an episode on it today. It's by Peter Levine, and it's called Waking the Tiger. As I said, I did a post about it. Check it out on my Facebook profile. This book shifted the conversation when it comes to trauma. It shifted it from being about the story that you play in your mind into something deeper within the body. Where it started is that Levine noticed that wild animals are quite often in life-threatening situations. They rarely show signs of post-traumatic stress, though. And he started asking, well, what's the reason that they don't have post-traumatic stress? And what his theory from that is that their bodies naturally discharge the leftover survival energy. Once the danger's passed, that you'll see wild animals trembling, shaking, deep breathing, those sorts of things. Humans, on the other hand, we override those natural instincts. We push down feelings. We tense up instead of releasing. We tell ourselves to get over it mentally. We push down crying, don't we? I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. What he's suggesting is that the body doesn't forget that. It then stores that leftover survival energy, and it gets stuck in our nervous system. And I think we've all seen that, though, haven't we? Where, you kind of grit your teeth when something happens and you bear through it and everything. And then out of nowhere, you snap and all that stored emotion comes out, often at the person that really had nothing to do with it. So in essence, I think that's what he's talking about on a much deeper level when we're talking about trauma. However, same principle, right? So from this observation, if you read the book, what he developed is something called somatic experiencing. It's a way of working with trauma that isn't about rehashing the painful stories. It's about listening to the body, because it's about locating, pinpointing that leftover stored survival energy and releasing it. So the somatic experiencing, it teaches us to slow down, to notice the sensations in our body, to trust our nervous system's built-in healing intelligence, he calls it. So instead of thinking harder about it, we actually just start to feel safer. Instead of forcing ourselves to get over it, we allow it to happen. We allow the release to happen. So we're going to go through it in this episode. I'm going to walk you through some of the core tools from the book. There's 5: tuning into your body, tracking sensations, slowing down, grounding and resourcing, and trusting the body's natural release. For each one, I'll guide you through a short practical exercise so you can try it out on the spot and see how it feels. That being said, quick note before we get into it, if you're driving, operating machinery, if you're doing anything that requires your full attention, please pause this episode and come back when you can sit somewhere safe and undistracted. Whilst the exercises are really simple, they're very easy to do. They work best when you can really focus on your body and your breathing. Okay? So let's begin. Let's wake the tiger. Get into it. So the core tools, as I said, there are 5. The first one is tuning into your body. Now, you may have heard this in other terms. Often it's called a body scan. Same, but different. The concept, the idea behind it is instead of rushing to fix something, pause to notice it first. Instead of you get a little bit of a headache and rushing to grab the Panadol, pause for just a minute and feel it first. So let's do it together. As I said, really quick and very easy. So as long as it's safe, I'll show you now practically how to do a really quick body scan. So take a moment to just gently close your eyes. As long as you're safe and you feel safe, close your eyes, take some breaths, and bring your attention to the top of your head, the crown of your head. And slowly let your awareness drift down through your body, your forehead, your jaw, your shoulders, your chest, down to your belly, down your legs, all the way to your toes. Don't try to change anything. Just notice what's there. Is it heavy, light, warm, cool, tight, loose? It's all information. And that's your body speaking. That's it. Open your eyes. That's a body scan. Allowing you to simply take a moment, 30 seconds, to feel what's happening in your body. The second one is called tracking sensations. The idea behind tracking sensations is that sensations in your body is the language that your nervous system uses. So when you get a tight chest, what does that mean? When you get, pins and needles and buzzing in your legs or your arms or your hands, what does that mean? When your hands become really warm and hot or sweaty, what does that mean? So it's about labeling those sensations. So when you're ready, let's do this one. I want you to pick one area in your body that stands out, a feeling, a sensation. Maybe your chest feels a bit tight. Maybe your hands feel a bit tingly or hot or sweaty. Maybe there's warmth there. Pick something that you can feel in your body right now. Now stay with that sensation. Give it a simple label. Is it buzzing? Is it heavy? Is it fluttery? Is it hot? Is it warm? And notice if it changes as you breathe. Does it grow? Does it soften? Does it move? Does it shift? Just watch it as if you are watching something external, like watching the clouds. Same deal. Watch the sensation as it moves as you breathe. And that's it. And you can use this in a real practical sense. Just try this out for me. Here's a challenge. Next time you feel a bit anxious about something, worrying about something, pause and ask yourself, where is this in my body? And then I want you to notice if it shifts after a few breaths and just pausing to notice where it is and labeling it. Use it as an experiment and let me know. Okay, the next one is slowing down. The idea behind this is that trauma is a lot and fast. It's everything all at once. Okay? And so then for healing, in order to release that energy, we have to have less and we have to go slower. We've got to counteract the too much too fast. Okay? So instead of rushing through discomfort, pause, slow your breathing down. So let's do slowing down. Again, really simple. We're going to slow it down together. I want you to inhale gently through your nose for a count of 4 and then exhale to the count of 6. Again, in for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And out for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you do that 2 or 3 times, you'll notice shifts in your body. When you give your body more time and more space to slow down, everything starts to recalibrate. You can feel, you can think, you can release. Brilliant. The next one is grounding and resourcing. Regulate. It allows the body to regulate. So when things are going to shit around you, You can create your own shelter, per se. Create the safe space for yourself so you feel safe, and then your body will release and allow itself to regulate and cope. So here's how you do that. I want you to bring to mind, think of a safe place, or even a person who feels really safe to you, makes you feel safe and steady. A memory that brings warmth, that brings peace for you. Let that memory just fill your body, totally take over you. Now notice how your chest, your stomach, your shoulders, notice how they respond at the same time that you're letting this memory, this thought take over you and your body's starting to relax. I want you to press your feet onto the floor, or if you're sitting, feel the support of the chair underneath you. What you're doing there, that's grounding, is you're reminding your nervous system that safety is available. Even when there's stress outside, you can create the safety that your nervous system needs. Very powerful stuff. And the last one is trusting the inner healing intelligence. A lot of words. Let's break it down to trusting yourself. The idea behind this one is that the body wants to complete that unfinished survival response that we've pushed down. Just like, Levine said in his book, that the animals, they complete the survival response by shaking it out, releasing. That energy is gone. They don't need it anymore. The danger has passed. So they can release the energy and move forward. We don't, even when the danger is past, humans tend to store the energy. We don't allow ourselves to complete that response. So what do we do about it? How do we deal with this one? This, again, it's really simple. It's a simple concept. It takes practice, though, because we're not used to doing that. We're not used to releasing and allowing that release to happen. It's about allowing things like trembling, sighing, tears, the hot flush. It's allowing that all to happen and relabeling it. Instead of seeing it as a breakdown, as a weakness, see it as a breakthrough, a strength, taking control of your body. So here's how I would like you to approach it in real life. If you feel a sigh coming, or your hand's starting to tremble, or there's some tears in your eyes, let it happen. Let it happen. That's your nervous system discharging the energy that it doesn't need anymore. So instead of stopping it and pushing it back down and denying yourself that release, relabel. Say to yourself in your head or out loud if you want, okay, this is my body recalibrating. I trust myself. I trust that my body knows what it's doing. It doesn't need this survival energy anymore. I'm going to let it go, release, and let it release. See how you feel. It's the only way you're going to know is to put my shit to the test and see what happens, right? So as I said before, what I love about this whole concept, this whole theory, is understanding that healing doesn't come when you push it down and, throw yourself into thinking more, working more. It comes when we feel safe. That's when healing happens. When our nervous system feels safe. So these practices that I've gone through today, 2 to 3 minutes of tracking can start recalibrating your nervous system, can make a huge difference. Remember, you're not fixing anything. You're not broken. What we're doing is we're building the capacity, the ability to be present within ourselves, present within our body. Learn what our body and our mind is all about and how to control it, how to make it work together and work with you instead of against. And what I love about this as well is it's not about digging up your memories. It's not about rehashing the trauma. It's about listening to your body, teaching your nervous system that it's safe to come back to balance. There's no longer a requirement to be in fight or flight. You can create the safety yourself and be safe. Breathe, relax, enjoy, experience, all those things. So I encourage you to practice one or some or all of these tools today if you can. I trust you've done it with me today. I'd love to know how that felt for you. And notice the subtle shifts in your body and your mind. So I'm going to wrap it up today. I'm going to leave it there. Read the book if you can, get a hold of it. It's a great book. And all I can say from here is that for other tools and mindset tips and free resources, please subscribe. And I look forward to you joining me next week. I'll see you then. Bye.